The Yakov Dzhugashvili story, the tortured first son of Stalin. Yakov Dzhugashvili, the only son of Joseph Stalin, was born in 1907 to Stalin's second wife, Nadezhda Alyuyeva. His father was very affectionate to him, and his mother always ensured that he remained a devoted Christian. He led a disciplined, modest lifestyle which was free from any indulgences. Although he came from a rich family, Yakov didn't share his father's political views and became an officer in the Soviet army to become one of Russia's most successful horse riders. Early life. He was the only son of Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. Yakov Dzhugashvili's life was marked with tragedy, which led to his gruesome death in a German concentration camp. Joseph Stalin was a famous communist leader. However, in 1907, he wasn't well known and was just an ordinary robber. His name was Joseph Vissarionovich Dzhugashvili. That year, he robbed a bank in Tiflis and stole around $3.4 million, which led him to becoming a valued supporter of Vladimir Lenin. In that same year, Dzhugashvili's wife, Kato Svanidze, gave birth to his first son and heir, Yakov Dzhugashvili. Yakov Dzhugashvili and Joseph Stalin's tense relationship. Joseph Stalin was ruthless in his pursuit of victory for communism. His lack of compassion to others and himself when it came to love affairs is a pragmatic consequence of this mentality. His mother was a caring parent and wanted him to lead a good life. Stalin's father, on the other hand, turned to alcohol and became violent. Some historians believe Stalin's sadness towards his son stemmed from the boy's similarities to his mother. This deeply pained Stalin. He could not bear the resemblance and had an intense dislike for Nicholas every time he managed to look at him. The people who attended the funeral said that Stalin seemed like he lost his mind and then jumped into the grave, carrying her body, a suicide attempt, and joining the military. Dzhugashvili and Zoya began living together and eventually married. Stalin got very angry when he heard about the marriage. Zoya was so scared she went back to her house in fear. Yakov Dzhugashvili became sick because he didn't want to upset his father. Dzhugashvili tried to shoot himself in the heart, but it failed. But he hit himself in the lung. They called the doctor to save his life. Yakov Dzhugashvili and Zoya eventually married, but the marriage was not happy. Their daughter died early, and the marriage lasted less than 2 years. Captured by German soldiers and abandoned. Dzhugashvili was a reserve fighter in the Red Army. He was sent to the first lines even though he was a reserve commander. His father failed to see his son before he died. He only spoke on the phone and said, "Go and fight." Dzhugashvili and his soldiers were taken against their will on July 16, 1941 in Belarusia. He tried to escape, but was unsuccessful. Many of his soldiers revealed his identity to the Germans. Instead, they treated him civilly and interviewed him about his personal and political views more than anything to do with the military. They wanted Dzhugashvili to turn on his father and join their side. The legacy of Yakov Dzhugashvili. After the war, Stalin was unaware of what happened to his son. He offered a $250,000 reward in East Germany for information about his son's death. According to Svetlana, Stalin only found out about the gruesome details in her book, 20 Letters to a Friend. In 1945, a German dossier was found on Dzhugashvili which included an autopsy report, depositions from guards and prisoners, pictures of Yakov's body, and a letter from Nazi commander Heinrich Himmler confirming Dzhugashvili had died. President Franklin Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill decided to withhold it from Stalin in order to spare him any personal pain. Yakov Dzhugashvili was awarded the Order of the Patriot. Conclusion. Yakov's life was cut short. He had a tumultuous childhood, his father was a dictator, and he was not given the chance to live his life. He was the firstborn son of one of the most powerful men in history. Don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe.